In this video, I'm going to show you a little bit about how to use the phone favorites on the AT&T Centro. You'll notice that I'm in the phone application, and I'm on the tab in the phone application that has the star at the bottom, and that indicates that you're in the phone favorites. You'll notice that voicemail is listed with a number 1 next to it. That doesn't mean you have one voicemail. That means if you press and hold the number 1 on the keyboard, it's going to launch the voicemail. You'll also notice that there's different icons next to each of the different phone favorites. We call them phone favorites here and not speed dials because it doesn't necessarily have to dial a phone number. So the second one there opens the My Centro application. The next one down that's highlighted there is P-Tune. So it shows there the icon of the application that will be launched. So here the examples show phone numbers, and you can identify those because they have a little smartphone icon, or some applications. I'm going to show you here the last one listed is Google. It's got the web browser there, and that means it's going to open the Google search page. So let's go through and make a couple different phone favorites here on the Centro. To access the menu, we'll press the menu button on the bottom right corner of the device next to the Alt key. It exposes the menus at the top of the screen, and I'm going to select New Favorite. And this favorite, I'm going to actually go in and look up one of the contacts in my contact database. If I press the first initial of the first name, the first initial of the last name, it will most quickly navigate to the one that I'm looking for. I'll select that person, and I'll select their mobile number. So you'll notice that it takes the first name and puts the M in parentheses because I took the mobile number. Copies that right in there, and I can put in a shortcut key here, or a quick key, and I'll use C because it's Colin. Now, you'll notice here I have a phone favorite for Colin to his mobile, and if I press and hold the letter C on the keyboard, it'll automatically dial Colin. You'll also notice with that item highlighted, if I press the space bar, it gives me other numbers that are available for Colin. Since this is tied to or based on a contact record in the contact database, if there are other phone numbers for that person, simply selecting it with the highlighting it and then pressing the space bar will expose those other numbers, and you can dial them straight away. So one nice thing about this is that these shortcuts are available from wherever you happen to be on the device. So let me bring up, let's say, the email application. And I'm sitting here in email, and I noticed that I got an email from, let's say, my friend Colin, which obviously I don't on the screen, but we're pretending here. And I press and hold the letter C on the keyboard, it's going to automatically start dialing Colin. So no matter where you happen to be on the device, it will automatically allow you to use those keyboard shortcuts that you set up in your phone favorites. There is, however, an exception. That exception is if, let's say, you're in creating a new email and you're in a text edit field on your device and you press and hold the letter C, well, it's going to continue typing that letter C. So the one caveat to the press and hold anywhere that I just described is you can't be in a text entry field in order to use that. So let me cancel those message changes. The next thing we'll do is let's make a new phone favorite. So I go back to the phone application by hitting the phone button. Use the 5-way navigator to move over. I'll press menu, and once again I'm going to select new favorite. In this one, it's going to be a speed dial again, but in this case I don't have the phone number in my contact record. I'm going to call this one con call. I don't have that number in my contacts, but I do know that it is 888-555-1212. And now, if I use C again, let's see what happens. It's going to say, well, wait a second, you can't because that quick key is already enabled for another favorite, which we just did with our friend Colin. So I'll use this, and I'll just put, let's say, F because it's our Friday con call. You'll notice there it'll dial 888-555-1212 when I press and hold F. You'll also notice right below there on the screen it says enter a P to pause 2 seconds or W to wait for user input. What that means is, so as you know, when you call into a conference line or your bank or somewhere where it's an automated voice response system, lots of times you have to wait a certain amount of time and then enter a series of digits. Well, here on the conference call, many times you'll have to dial the number. The phone will connect. You'll wait maybe 2 seconds and then enter some string of characters. let's say the conference code is 1234556, and then you enter a pound sign, and then you have to maybe wait a couple of more seconds, and then you have to enter some sort of PIN, and then enter the pound sign. Now what will happen when I press and hold the letter F is it will dial the 1888 number. It'll then pause once the phone is answered for 2 seconds, enter in the next string, pause for 2 seconds, and then enter in the next. So it's a great way to leverage the features of the Centro in order to more quickly and easily dial phone calls. So that's the example of a speed dial that's not based on a contact. So you'll notice if I hit the space bar on this one, nothing happens. You'll trust me that I press the space bar. But it will then give you the ability to add those extra digits. All right, so the next thing you can do here in Phone Favorites, so you've seen speed dials. I'll go Menu again, New Favorite, and this time I'm going to select the type is going to be a message, and that means it's going to be a text message. I'm going to go over to Lookup, and I'm going to grab in my friend Colin Smith again. So Colin Smith, I'll grab his mobile number, and I'm going to go back again, and this time I'm going to grab my friend Will Morris. And Will Morris, it will automatically append that second phone number in there. So you can see there on the screen I now have 2 phone numbers that I'm going to send this text message to. I'll just say that it's my group, GRP TXT, my group text. I'll use the letter G. And now when I press and hold the letter G on the keyboard, it opens a text message and addresses it to those 2 people. So a nice way to easily text message multiple people at the same time. Another one that we have here, let me just hit cancel on this. No, I do not want to save it. All right, go back to the main phone screen, over to Phone Favorites. Another kind of phone favorite that we can do, let me select Record New Favorite. Under Type, I will now select a web link. I'll just call this Google. Oops. I'll enter in the URL. I'll try G. If you remember, I used that the last time. So maybe instead I'll use S and for search. So now if I want to search anywhere I happen to be on the device, let's say I'm in the main phone application screen, I press and hold the letter S, it's going to automatically launch the web browser, connect to the internet, and go and search on Google. Okay? Very handy. You can program in your most favorite websites that you want to go to consistently. The last kind that we'll show you, you'll notice that the option is not available if you're not on the favorite screen to add a new favorite. So let me get back over there. Let me add a new favorite. This time, so we've shown you speed dial, message. Email is much the same as message in that it will create a new email message, web link, and we're going to select the last one, which is application. So let's say we want to automatically launch the email button every time we press the M button. Okay, so let's say we want to launch the email application, I should say, every time we press the M button. So let's say I'm over here on the main phone screen, I press and hold the letter M, it's going to go right over to my email. Obviously I already have my email button programmed to email, but I think you understand the concept. So the power of phone favorites is more than just speed dials. I can enable this phone to get to the things that I need the most by leveraging those phone favorites to do a whole host of things, whether they be launching applications, calling people, texting them, emailing them, or logging into the web. I hope you've learned a little bit about phone favorites from this little video.